All right, thank you everyone for joining us today. My name is Lori with Career Services, and I'm joined today by Lisa Redding with Surgical Information Systems. And so, Lisa, let's learn a little bit more about your company. And can you tell me more about what are the services, the products, the locations? What exactly do you do?
Sure. So I'm with a company called Surgical Information Systems, and we are, well, first, we're located in Alpharetta. We're headquartered in Alpharetta. Um, we, through COVID, have kind of migrated from an in-person workforce to a remote workforce and now a hybrid workforce. So we have associates that are located all over the country. And hybrid in our Alpharetta location in the Avalon. So it's a great location for people that are in the metro Atlanta area. Um, we're in healthcare IT. So we focus on obviously the healthcare sector, but on tech careers within the healthcare sector. So if you are interested in healthcare, but you are not interested in being patient facing and being at the bedside, but love dealing with patient outcomes and how that healthcare could affect somebody, but on the tech side, that's what we do. We have a software that we develop that is used throughout the patient process. So, for example, if you broke your leg and had to have surgery and you went to an ambulatory surgical center and you walk into that surgery center and you said, "Hi, I'm Lisa and I'm having surgery today," that person that you see when you first walk in the door is going to hand you some sort of a device and say, "Okay, Lisa, fill out all of your information on this device." The system that you're entering that information in is our system, and that system is going to follow you through that entire surgical process. So from the time you start until the time you're discharged, that system is going to follow you. That's going to be the system of record, and it's going to follow you as the patient. The anesthesiologist is going to use that, all of the nurses, all of the doctors, um, all of your charges are going to go into that so that during the surgery, the charges can happen so that your providers aren't thinking after the fact, "Hey, did we use 5 sutures or 10 sutures? Or did we administer this much medication or that much medication?" So that those charges are accurate and you're not being overbilled or underbilled for something. The anesthesiologist is going to be able to see all of your vital signs. They're going to be able to see all of your height and weight and all of your statistics so that we can make sure that all of that medicine is administered properly, that you're not going to wake up in the middle of the surgery and be able to feel what's happening because we don't want you to wake up in the middle of that surgery. We have an analytics tool that overlays it so that maybe that specific surgery center has 3 doctors that all perform a knee surgery, and Dr. A makes a whole lot of money. Dr. B breaks even, and Dr. C loses money. And that center wants to know, "Hey, why is this happening? Why does that happen?" And we can do a dive into our analytics tool and figure out, well, Dr. A is always on time and finishes early. Dr. B, um, kind of is late sometimes and early sometimes, and Dr. C has the worst bedside manner ever, and nobody wants to have surgery with this doctor, and it's always late. And we can give those reports to the surgeon that owns that center, and we can help to, give some guidance as to, "Hey, if you change these things, if you tweak these things, maybe this will help you to make money," because they all want to make money. The worst thing is for a center to lose money. Um, we have interfaces so that our system can integrate with other systems like a prescription system so that when you need an antibiotic after your surgery or a pain medication after your surgery, you don't have to take a paper prescription anymore with doctor's handwriting on it that might be misread by the pharmacist. They can just send it to the pharmacy. So we're trying to eliminate human error. So all of this system that we develop um, is to help improve that patient outcome, help make more money for the centers, help streamline the process for the patient and for the physicians. So as a company, as far as hiring is concerned, me as director of talent acquisition, all of our positions are focused along that process. So from developing that software to implementing that software, to training that software, to supporting that software, all along that tech-centered focus of those positions. Is kind of what we look at as far as colleges and students and how we can help with students coming out and finding positions with us.
Yeah, and that's, I mean, gosh, what an important job as well. Just like you said, being able to make sure that people stay safe and healthy and
Mhm,
get the care that they need and don't get anything misinterpreted by, like you said, the scribble,
mhm,
and making sure everything's accurate. So definitely extremely important work that you're doing. And so how would you describe the culture? Because you do, in a way, you're having the responsibility of people's livelihoods and their
mhm,
health care, and so that could lead to some stress if it's make an error in the software. So how do you make sure that everyone still has a good time and really enjoys working there, such as the benefits, any
mhm,
kind of affinity groups or anything like that, that really just kind of helps make the place a little bit more enjoyable?
mhm. So it's been an interesting couple of years with COVID from us going from this working in our corporate headquarters where we had, a bulk of our associates worked in our corporate headquarters previous to COVID. And then we went home and it was an interesting transition to home. So as we come back into the office, we're kind of working through what that looks like culturally for us and how to bring back that really cool culture in our office and how we've been able to maintain that at home versus now coming back into the office. For me, I would say that we're a very kind of work hard, play hard environment. We all feel a very strong sense of ownership with what we do, no matter what our position is. I know with my role, I'm bringing people into the organization that each one of their roles plays an integral part in what our software does. And then each of those people feels that their position has an integral part into what kind of like cogs in a wheel. Each one of those positions are integral into what the software does and how it affects our clients and how those clients end up affecting the patient. So we each kind of look at it in a different way. And without each one of those cogs, it's not going to work. So we all are kind of, as our CEO will say, rowing in the same direction. We all need to be rowing in the same direction to make it work. And I think we all feel that sense of self-worth and sense of belonging, that when we're all rowing in the same direction, we're making this really cool software, and um, people notice that in the market, and we have won all sorts of awards for that. Our software is ranked #1 in the market, and we've won, you know best in class and several different awards that we have, listed all over our website for where we are with our software. In addition to that, we've won all sorts of culture awards as well for our culture within the office, with how our associates feel about how we treat them and how um, we kind of value ourselves. So I think that is a really cool thing, that anybody can do some research and see that as well. Um, Events that we hold that I think are really neat, that show different kind of aspects of what we're doing as we start coming back into the office on a hybrid basis. We hold different fireside chats where we have members of our executive team come in, and talk about their function within the office and how what their function does and how it affects different pieces. So our chief marketing officer held one and talked about marketing and how our product marketing affects our software and how we position in the market. Our chief growth officer is going to hold one soon, to talk about sales and how we position ourselves in sales in the market. So all of our C-suite are going to be holding fireside chats. We have different like fun events that highlight different things monthly. For example, for Pride Month, we had a celebration in the office for Pride Month, and we will also do different, like, I know each month of the year there are different celebrations, like Indigenous People Month. We will do a celebration for Indigenous People Month, just different ways to highlight different cultures throughout the year. We like to do that and ask to have different associates within the office, if they're interested, to share their different cultures with us, because it is very meaningful to the rest of, us that don't maybe know something about a culture, to learn something new about a culture, and for us to be able to share those feelings of belonging with each other, and teach each other something about different things that we may not know.
Mhm. Yeah, and that's fantastic. I think that really helps create a sense of belonging, especially when you are hybrid. And that's, we've seen a lot of that in the news of how do you create that culture
Mhm.
and that feeling of connectedness when some people are in the office and some people are out of the office and at
Mhm.
all kinds of various times. And it sounds like your company's making a real concentrated effort to make sure that no one feels left out. And so you've been with the company for how many years now?
A little over 8.
A little over 8 years. So what is it you admire most about working for SIS?
So I love that IT is one of the industries that is constantly changing, and then healthcare itself is also constantly changing. So you put those two things together and you're in an environment that is never static.
Mhm.
And for me, I think that always keeps me on my toes and keeps me motivated to make sure that I'm constantly changing and I'm constantly moving and making sure that I'm not stagnant. Because I think for me, um, I need to be challenged and I need to make sure that I'm learning and I'm also changing with the times, and that I'm also um, making sure that I am being the most inclusive person that I can be, as far as hiring, as far as my associates, as far as everything as my company would be. Like, I want to be that person that makes sure that I'm doing everything that I can do to be on the forefront of everything, on the forefront of change, and that I'm not just sitting here and IT is passing me by.
Mhm.
Like, I want to be up here with that. So being in two industries that are just so fast, it
Mhm.
just makes me feel like I'm moving that fast as well.
Excellent, excellent. And so how can students find those career opportunities, those internships? I know we met one of our UNG interns a little while ago, and he had just started on his first day. It started as an intern, then became a full-time
Mhm.
employee. And I know that we've had several UNG students intern there. So where can students find those opportunities?
So I first, they can always reach out to me directly. So that's awesome. If they want to reach out to me directly, I am active on Handshake. I'm active on LinkedIn. They can reach out to me directly on my email. They can call me. However they want to contact me, they can do that. I'm on campus for the career fairs. I'm actually going to be speaking at the Women in Technology event here coming up soon. So, I'm pretty accessible to all of the students. So, and then through career services as well, through you or through Diane Farrell or anybody, Lisa Gettings, through anybody through career services, they can reach me. But um, I'm pretty good about getting the internship opportunities out there. But I'm always looking for students that are coming up on graduation, whether it's a December graduation or a spring graduation for our client support analyst roles. Those are typically the roles that are entry level, graduates getting ready, that have a technology bend, that if they're afraid of computers and they say nope, I don't like computers, I am not interested in tech, they will hate that job. But if they have a computer focus and they love customer service and they want to learn healthcare IT, it's a fantastic job for them to come in and learn a fantastic industry and kind of grow and learn with a company. It's a great position. And I'm always looking for students who want to come in and learn and grow. So, and I have 3 of those positions open right now. So,
Cool. Awesome. Well, thank you so much for taking some time to talk to us a little bit more about your company. And, it's obviously, like you said, a very fascinating field, lots of opportunities for sure. And thank you for
mhm.
being so accessible to our students as well, and always coming to our job fairs, because
Mhm.
that really does give a great opportunity for students to be able to learn more about the
Of
company,
course.
and of course have that initial interview with you as well. And
Mhm.
who knows where that could lead to. So
Absolutely.
thank you so much for your time today. I really appreciate it.
No problem.